Hello and welcome to Between Ends. I am Jimmy Whitehead and I'm joined by Josh Thornton. Josh, how you going, pal?
Good, Jimmy. Yeah, another great weekend. Melbourne Bowls and Bowls in general in Victoria. I know a lot of areas are starting finals or nearly up to their grand final. I know we are up here in Swan Hill. We're playing our grand final this Saturday, and it's a great time to play bowls.
Busy week for you, mate. Finished up at BPL last week, straight on the plane up to wet and rainy Queensland. Tell us what's happening up there.
Yeah, so I'm up here for my next stage of my Commonwealth Games trial. Obviously, I'm part of the Packet Para Jackaroo squad. Tried to fly out Monday morning out of Melbourne Airport and hung around for a little while because the Gold Coast Airport was flooded, and finally got to Brisbane Airport about 8:30 Queensland time Monday night. So it was a long day, but we've had a couple of great days on the green so far. We're playing up at Mount Tambourine Bowls Club. They've prepared a couple of greens that should suit English conditions. They are very, very slow, but it's challenging, and the idea is obviously to try and get us acclimatized to any English condition before going over there.
Yeah, awesome. And how's it all going?
I started a bit scratchy on Monday. It took me a little while to get used to pace, but I've found as the week's gone on, I've got better and better. And I'm happy with the way I'm playing at the moment. Can play better, but happy at the same stage.
Well, that segues us nicely onto the tipping ladder because you started a bit scratchy in that. You're sort of coming good now, but you gained no ground last week. We tipped 3 different tips. I picked up one, you picked up one, and then we had our first tied game of the season in the other. So you're looking at the tipping ladder. I'm 2 ahead, 3 rounds to go, mate. I'm expecting a couple of wild tips from you for this doubleheader weekend.
Yeah, it's either make or break. I'm definitely going to wait till you tip first in every match to see what's going to happen, and I might make a little gut move just based off that, just to see if I can get 1 or 2 more back.
Yeah, fair enough. There's a couple of close ones coming up. Just dancing over the table, mate. It's starting to sort of pan out and positions get finalised now. You look at the top 4. I think Deer Park, Bandura, and possibly MCC are home and dry for the finals now. I think they've got enough of a buffer to the chasing teams. A lot of them play against each other this weekend as well, the chasing teams. Melbourne are the ones that could be caught at the 4, in my opinion. There are a couple of big games this weekend. They play Croydon and then Yarra and Footscray, one of the chasing teams, before they play MCC last game. We could also be in a scenario, JT, that the top 4 is finalised going into round 18, and 1 plays 2 and 3 plays 4 in round 18, because Deer Park are playing Bandura and Melbourne are playing MCC in round 14. So we could get 2 previews for the finals the week before, which would be amazing. At the other end of the table, mate, Mentone picked up a massive win last weekend. Are we almost done there? Are we done there?
Look, I'm being bold enough to make some rash statements and calls this year. I'll make the call now that Lilydale Croydon will not avoid relegation, unfortunately for them 2 teams. Great bunch of blokes out there, but it's looking very dim and grim for them guys. And look, I think Mentone's safe.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there, mate. Let's go through some tips for this weekend, give some previews. So we've got a stream game on Friday night. Altona at home to Bandura. There's a bit of rain in the air, a bit of rain due this weekend, especially on Friday. We've got their teams and the rink draw for that. So the stream rink will be Dave Ferguson from Altona against Dean O'Neill for Bandura. So it should be a corker, mate. We haven't had a chance to see Dave Ferguson yet, but his sort of record speaks for itself, eh?
Yeah, like obviously quality New South Wales player, played for the state for many, many years, won titles all over the country, so his record does speak for himself. Young Dino is in the pathway squad for Bowls Australia, so he'd like to probably prove himself against someone like the caliber of Dave Ferguson. So it's a good matchup, that's for sure. We've got Dogger Wilson versus Luke Yalo. We've got Dane McKinnon versus Joshy Corliss, and Nick Cale playing against fellow import Gary Kelly. So no Ben Twist for Altona and no Corey Wedlock for Bandura due to the Open Jackaroo squad that's sort of coming in tomorrow and playing up here as well. So they're both missing one of their marquee players.
Tough one to tip this, mate. I'm going to go the way of the form team Bandura. They're on a bit of a run at the moment, not dropping many games. Played very well against Melbourne by all accounts, speaking of the boys last week. So I'm going to go for them this week.
Good to see, because I actually had highlighted Altona, and I'm going to go with them. If they win, might make a lie out of myself, and they might come for me when I said they were gone there about 6 weeks ago. But look, I think I'm going to take my tipping pride more over whatever prediction I made earlier in the year about who's going to play finals or not, and I'm going with Altona.
I thought that might be a game he went different. Clayton Yarraville up next, two teams chasing the 4. Tough one to tip. I'm going to go Clayton this way, which will effectively end Yarraville Footscray's run at the 4. They did play well last week. I saw in the live stream game against Mentone. Then lost by 1 shot on the last bowl against MCC the day later. But I think Clayton will be too strong for Matt Clayton.
Yeah, I'm tipping the same as that one. Clayton at home. I always seem to lean that way a little bit, and that's the way I'm going.
Yeah. Melbourne Croydon, I think this one will be a Melbourne win at home against Croydon. They'll look to bounce back from an indifferent weekend last weekend with a draw against Deer Park, followed up by a loss at Bandura. I think Croydon are almost gone, and this will be a game too far for them.
Yeah, look, I'm with you. Melbourne need to win to maintain that 4th spot. So if they drop one to Croydon, that could nearly ruin their season.
Correct. MCC Mentone. As good as Mentone have been in the last few weeks, they have an ability to, when they're counted out of a game, just fire up to another level. Sort of what they said to me against Yarraville Footscray after the game on Saturday night. They said, look, we were sort of expecting to get a result here, and because of that, we've not performed. So when our backs are against the wall, we perform at our best. I think they'll run MCC close in this one, but I do think MCC will get the win.
Again, depends if Mentone has their imports. That makes a huge difference. Haven't seen the sides, but I'll go again with MCC just as the home ground advantage.
And then rounding off that round, Lilydale versus Deer Park. Deer Park winning a stack of close games at the moment. They seem to have found that winning formula. They've had a couple of outs, in and outs with injuries and stuff like that, but they seem to just get the result done. I think they'll get it done at Lilydale as well.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. So Deer Park too strong for Lilydale.
The last doubleheader of the season on Sunday, Croydon Altona, his first cab off the rank. I'll tip Altona. I think they're a pretty good side. I can see you smirking, so I think you might be going Croydon on this one. But yeah, I think they'll get the win done at Croydon.
No, I don't think I will. I can't tip Croydon at this stage of the year. Again, it means a lot to them if they happen to pull the win off against Altona. Well, it might get them out of that relegation zone, but I just feel Altona will be too strong.
Yeah, Mentone Deer Park up next. Again, I think that Deer Park bandwagon will keep rolling, and they'll pick up the win at Mentone. Coming off synthetic the day before probably helps them as well.
Yeah, with you there. Can't tip against that one either. I think Deer Park will be too strong.
Yarraville Melbourne, our live stream game from Sunday 1 p.m. I'll tip the boys on this one. They always seem to perform pretty well at Yarraville. The greens are good, very similar-ish to Melbourne's green. So Melbourne are at full strength. I think they'll get the win there.
Yeah, look, I can't disagree with you either. I know I need to find 1 or 2 spare tips here, but I can't tip against Melbourne. I think with their backs against the wall, they're going to come out with 2 wins over the weekend to try and cement their 4th spot.
Bundy Lilydale. I think this will be their last nail in the coffin at Lilydale. I think Bandura will get a pretty convincing win at home. I mentioned before they're on good form. Their greens are good. They're going well. I think they'll ride straight into the finals. They'll get the double chance against Deer Park, come second. I think they'll inflict a bit of pain on Lilydale here.
Yep, can't disagree again with you on Bandura.
And then rounding it off, MCC Clayton. I see MCC winning this one and pretty much shutting down the 4. I think with the way the results, I've tipped them anyway. That'll lock the 4 in for our finals. It will lock the 2 to be relegated, and we'll have a bit of a party weekend come round 18 for most clubs. So I think MCC will get this one done.
Well, I'm going to tip differently, just to try and get one back. I think it's going to be a close match regardless. Both, MCC's in the 4, trying to hang in. Clayton's trying to force their way in. Look, Clayton needs a win to make the 4, and I'm going to tip them.
And one final tip for the weekend, just without notice, Josh, you've got your own grand final against Swan Hill this weekend. How many years in a row is it you've lost in the grand final?
We don't need to bring up all this bad memory and juju, Jibby. No, look, it's the 3rd year in a row we've played him in the grand final. We've had some very close tussles where we've gone to extra ends for the past 2 years. So should be a humdinger regardless. It always seems to be when we play against Swan Hill. I'm confident our Murray Downs boys will finally get the win on Saturday and bring home the cup.
I'm going to tip you in an extra end, I reckon, mate. I think you'll ride over all the bad juju that you've had in the past, and you'll get them on an extra end. How about that? You'd be well happy about that, mate.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. All right. Well, thanks to BCIB, who are our Metro pennant partner for this year. So for all your bowling club insurance needs, contact BCIB. Josh, enjoy the rest of the week up in Mount Tambourine, mate. Good luck in the final come the weekend, and we'll catch up next week to dissect round 8, the last 2 rounds, and also look forward to round 18 and finals.
Thanks, Jimmy, and all the best to everyone out there playing bowls this weekend.
Take care, stay dry.